do, y'all? I'm back with another one. As you can tell by my shirt, my hat, background, time talking Mavs. So in today's video, man, we're just gonna get into some of the latest Mav rumors and news that's followed the Mavs, and I think the Mavs just made a move because we're gonna get into that too. So before we get into it, let me introduce Will, my kinfolk, who's here with me on the show. What's up, man?
Yo, ready to talk some sports. Been pretty busy this last 2 days
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, about 2 or 3 days, yeah.
So
So
yeah.
so to get into it first, man, let's get into the latest news with the Mavs.
Mhm.
I know you're gonna be heartbroken by this, man. So try not to show any tears on the show. But the Mavs had just traded Josh Richardson.
No, he was supposed to be balling out this year.
Oh my God. I think I said it on a previous video before, man. I apologize to you and Jay for kind of giving y'all hopes up. I really thought this was gonna work. I didn't want to give up Seth. I don't think anybody wanted to give up Seth, but I figured
Not at
if you're
all.
gonna get somebody back that can pretty much do not shoot like Seth, but can kind of put up the same numbers as Seth, but can give
Mhm.
you the defense too, with the
Yeah.
size. Excuse me, with the size. I figured, hey, I go for it, but it just didn't work out for him here. Um, as we know, the original story was he's going to get traded, just to relieve the cap space, just to straight up trade, because that's a
Yeah.
salary dump. But they ended up trading him for the young center Moses Brown.
Yeah.
He was traded to uh, to Boston in the OKC trade. From the OKC trade, that was the Al Horton, I'm sorry, Al Horton, Al Horford and Kemba Walker trade.
Yeah.
So let me get your thoughts on that, man. Us trading Josh Richardson. What's your thoughts on
I like it. Being able to free up some cap space, it gives them a chance to not only try to have a shot at re-signing Timmy, but might also have ability to bring in other free agents as well. That's the big thing is just trying to put talent around Luka and actually
that?
having a big man. The highlights that I saw of Brown were, of course, the good highlights that they
Yeah, yeah,
put
of course.
together. So, which was pretty good. So, for those who don't know who Brown is, one of the first things that when I looked up to try to figure out who he is, it was a UCLA player whose friend had him to raise his head. So, which was a pretty cool moment. But him being a youngster, a true center, and looks like he's just from his movement, he got some decent low post moves. Nothing like world blowing or mind
He ain't
blowing,
Kareem with nobody.
but yeah, exactly. But it looks like he's able to, as my dad says, he can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Right.
So Dallas hasn't had too many centers like that. The only true one that we had that could do that was Tyson Chandler, and we
Wait,
saw
hold on.
how that
You're
went.
not gonna add in Eric Van Peer? What?
Okay,
Right.
but just he's with him being young, he does. It looks like he does have some athleticism to go with him, and the way that the kid coaching staff has structured so far, they do have player developing coaches. So that makes me even more intrigued when it comes to seeing what he can hit, what his potential is.
Yeah.
That's one thing that. So it is some players that I do want off the team just because I think they've reached their full potential. The Josh Powell, the Maxi, being able to clear them off the books and being able to move forward. But there are players like KP now Brown that I do want on the team just because I want to see how uh, development goes.
Right.
They did the development of Giannis. We see how that has gone. Now I'm intrigued
And Chris
of what
Middleton.
develop exactly. So I'm intrigued to see what they can be able to pull out of KP. I saw there's been pictures that kid has met up with them in the gym. And this is KP's first full off season being healthy. Now we have a coaching staff that loves to develop. So it's intriguing. It's intriguing. I'm not saying like next year he's going to come out give us like 25 and 10 or anything like that.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. But I think just if we can see incremental growth from KP going from what he did last year, which I mean, for the most part, it wasn't much, but it was when he was on, he was on. It's no lie. When he was on, he put it in. But the main thing is getting that consistency. Can we get development coaches or developing coaches that can get that consistency from him? And then I think that would be a huge move forward for him and the team as well.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like I said, Josh Richardson, we expected him to have the same impact as like Marcus Smart has with Boston.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
tried it with
beast.
DeLon Wright, moved on from him, then moved on to Josh Richardson. That didn't work. So now we
Oh, and
moved on.
two
So
for
now we
Bob.
trying might see what that next step is for that position, man. But just trying to find somebody that is comfortable with Luka, that can do some of the dirty work next to Luka in the backcourt.
Yeah.
Um, Moses
Got to be
Brown
able
was
to
also
carry the
on
ball.
our sorry, our G League team. He was on our G
Mhm.
League team, Texas Legends. So I think he has some type of familiarity with the area. Being from Oklahoma, he played for Oklahoma, and then like I said, played on our G League team. So he's kind of familiar with this.
Yeah.
Like you said too, having the developmental coaches now.
Mhm.
Every young person that we see now, I'm thinking in that vein you just said. Now that we have the
Yeah.
developmental coaches, and I want to see what those coaches are going to do with these guys because we've
Yeah.
seen what they did with Giannis and Chris Middleton, guys like that.
Yeah.
Even Sadiq Bey, Sweeney had a hand in him developing in Detroit. I'd
Yeah.
like to see what he does with these guys. I would like to see what they do with the guys that we had on the roster this year.
The
And Hinton
rookies.
and Tyrell Terry and Bay and
Yeah.
Josh Green. I want to see what he can do with those guys. But you also hit the nail on the head too with KP. I just want to see what he's going to do with KP. Because if he can get Giannis to take that next step, I can just imagine what he can do with KP, a guy who has more range and can
Yeah.
be effective on the court in different levels compared to what Giannis is. So that's no disrespect.
Yeah.
Giannis is a champion,
Yeah.
MVP, all that stuff. But some of the stuff that KP was known for doing when he came into the league, I like for Jason Kidd and them to help him develop and build on that. And we can
Yeah.
see maybe he can be that 25 and 11 guy you were just talking about. You know what I'm saying? He has the potential to do that. It's just that he has to stay healthy, man. He has to want it. Because that's
Yeah.
one thing that Kidd said in his interview on the Fan. He said that Giannis had that drive, that want to be the best. And we hear it in Giannis's, interviews and stuff like that, man. Giannis is a
All the
different,
time.
yeah, like his mind state is different, man. And that's what you have to have in this league. And like Kid said, that's the type of mind frame you got to have. Those are kind of mind frame that set those great players apart from the other players, like the
Mhm.
Jordans, the LeBrons, all that stuff, like wanting to be the best and
Yeah.
doing whatever you can to make it to that level. And we have to see if that's the mind frame that KP has. And like I said before, man, like this is the year right here. If
Yeah.
KP does not step up this year, I don't know about nobody else, but I'm completely doomed. It's not gonna be no giving one more chance. This ain't no Biggie song, bro. You're not getting no one more chance, bro. This is it right here. This is it.
Yeah.
Like you
That's
said,
real.
for off season with no health issues,
Yeah.
you know, new coaching staff, new front office, all that, man. Like you have a brand new, fresh start. There should be no excuses on that now. You should be able to come in here, man, and have a different mind frame and a different mindset just to kind of just make it get better. You know what I'm saying? To get better. Um, but with that, cause so there are some rumors that's been going around, as you know. I've been sending it to y'all too, like nonstop.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a bunch of rumors, man, that have been going out on different players that are linked to the Mavericks, and of course other teams too. But
Yeah.
linked to we're talking about the Mavs on this show, so we're gonna talk about them being linked to the Mavericks. The new one that I had that came up was Brett Forbes. He's been linked to the Mavericks here for the last couple of days. I think me and Jake talked about him before on a previous video.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sure about him. I just feel like with him, I would prefer Jalen over him. You know what I mean? Like, but if Dallas somehow, I think Jay touched on this before. If Dallas somehow like trade Jalen Brunson to get something back or free a cap space or whatever the case is, then I maybe look at him being a very, 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 very solid backup point guard. One that doesn't need a lot of minutes. You know what I'm saying? You know, Luka's gonna play a lot of minutes, so he doesn't have to be somebody who's gonna come there and play a lot of minutes. But for me, he's gonna be like if something goes a certain way type player. Like, it's not somebody I'm just like, I'm sitting at home like, man, I hope we get Brent Ford. But what you think about that one, man? Is that what you get him, or you like that pick?
I don't know much about him. I saw that he did have some consistency. He did make some plays as far as with Milwaukee, but like I said, when it comes to me and when I think about Jalen, I would like to trade him. I think we can get,
People like,
but
y'all
it's
want to
not.
get him out of here?
No, it's not necessarily.
No, I'm
It's not
messing with you.
necessarily just to get him out. Like it's completely different from the Josh Richardson. Like
Right,
Josh Richardson was, it's just not working out. We need to just clear you, get you off the books.
right.
When it comes to Jalen, I think Jalen has he's played very well, but once we hit the playoffs, he turned into a liability because uh, Clippers were able to put a bigger defender on him, and it basically neutralized him for that series, which then forced Luka to play even more minutes, and it just really bogged down the team, especially once they hit the fourth quarter, because at that point Luka was drained. So that's why I feel like we can be able to trade Jalen and get some valuable pieces. I think it would have to be a combination of the type of pieces that I want them to trade for is in the 3 and D. I want whoever they trade him for has to be able to create their own shot. They don't have to be a superstar or anything like that,
Yeah,
but I want them to be able to create their own shot, can defend some of the time, and just being able to relieve Luca as well. Uh, that would be the main thing, is being able to relieve Luca and also have some size to him as well, to where if they do have the big defender on them, it's not neutralizing them. It
right.
still can be able to make plays. So that would be the big thing for me, is being able to find that player that can is just a good all around player. Don't have to be an all star or anything crazy like that, but it's a good, consistent all around player. Yeah, I think that's what Dallas needs to be looking at when it comes to trading Jalen, because that's what they need, are more good all around players.
Yeah. I know. I don't know if you remember me. I used to always talk about getting another Michael Finley size guard. I've been saying that for 150 years, bro.
Yeah,
I need to
you
start bringing
have.
that. Yeah, I need to start bringing that back out, man. Guys, I
Yeah.
always talk about, man, I want my guard to be 6'6", 235, like Finley, bro.
Yep.
Cause
Yep.
I used to get mad, man, because Dallas just always get those tweeners, the
Hmm.
combo guard, and I was like, why you
Yeah.
keep getting these combo guards when the guards that you're having to guard are like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7"? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly. Everybody
So
else got the big guard.
exactly, and on top of that, like you said, you want a bigger wing because
Hmm.
now with the bigger wings you can switch better, and you if you go small you're not going to be affected by any size. And so I I'm not adamantly saying get rid of Jalen, but if you telling me that I can get back, you can add Jalen into a trade that can get you a nice little piece back. Now, like you said, it's
Hmm.
not going to be, you're not trading for like 80 or nobody with Jalen
Yeah,
Brunson.
exactly.
A
Exactly.
very nice size guard or wing of some type, you know what I'm saying? They can
Hmm.
do certain things. They won't be hindered by their size.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I mean, I like JB, but I'm not in love with him.
Yeah.
So if he, we was to pick our phones up and they said he got traded along with some other people, or whatever, bro, I would not be mad, bro. I would not be mad. Like I said, I've heard Nico on a couple of interviews talk about pretty much describing the kind of team they want to put around Luka, and I think one of the things he talked about was size. And I
Yeah.
think he also saw kind of like with the Clippers. The Clippers were able to have interchangeable wings. That
Yeah.
5 wing lineup, which caused Dallas problems. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we had Boban and KP in the game, and it caused
Yeah.
problems with those 5 wings. And we didn't
Yeah.
have 5 wings like that to kind of throw in the game.
Yeah. Shoot,
So
we didn't even have a good three of them to be able to do. We just had two,
exactly. I know y'all
basically.
heard me say it before, man. Like I was kind of I would like to have 5 Dorians, bro. If we had five
Yeah,
Dorians on this team, I think we would have been all right. Um, so yeah, but with the Brent Favre thing, like I said, I passed. I'm guessing you'll pass too on him. There was another player whose name has been tied to Dallas for the last couple of days. Uh, this is kind of a new one. I think I kind of heard his name being thrown out there a little bit in the beginning of our off season, but then it kind of fizzled out. I didn't hear anything else about it, but now it's starting to pick up again. Kelly Oubre.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was hoping you were gonna say that.
You
To be
you want
honest,
Kelly Oubre?
yeah, I do. I think he can do enough for us.
Right,
I'm not signing him for him to be our number two. Not signing him to be a world beater. I want
right.
him to add. I think he can add talent to our team. We
Okay,
saw when it came to last year. We didn't have enough talent to deal with the Clippers. That's what the bar is. The last 2 years we've played the Clippers in the playoffs. We've
right.
lost because we didn't have enough talent to be able to do it. Yes, we have Luca to be able to push them 7 games by himself, basically, but you still need additional talent. And I think having Kelly on the team actually adds talent to the team. It's not like I said, it's not to me, he did well enough, especially with what with him playing with Steph and the team around him. I think he played well enough. He was right around 40% shooting on three.
Nah,
I think it was
he
because
struggled on threes.
I thought he struggled early on, and then as the season wore on,
Oh, he
he
probably
got
did. I think
better.
overall, I think
Uh,
he shot like the low 30s.
Low 30s. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the only thing about him is his 3-point shooting. I liked him when he was with Phoenix.
mhm,
Not gonna lie, I kind of did want him when he was with Phoenix.
yeah.
But then, like seeing him in a whole new, in a better structured offense. This is before Monty Williams with Phoenix, so I want y'all killing me on this. But before Monty Williams and when he's with Phoenix, yeah, he put up the numbers. But then being in a little bit more of a structure with Steve Kerr's offense and everything,
Mhm.
he just I don't know. He's just kind of up and down. He struggled in the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I
I
don't know.
agree.
Maybe like you said, two things. You know, you're not gonna. He's not gonna be asked to do as much here. Hopefully,
At all.
not gonna ask me to do as much. And I'm banking a lot on Jason Kidd and his coaching staff because
Yeah.
he's hiring more developmental coaches and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
And his focus is on development. He said this a million times. Matter of fact, on his more recent interview with the fans, he brought it up again.
Yeah.
So for me, man, like I think the one thing, this one question we've always asked in these videos, and that's how much is he gonna be? How much is he gonna be worth? How much do you want? You know,
Yeah.
because we're
Yeah.
not playing with a ton of money. We literally have a max space, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
you can do what you will with that max space, but you have a max space, just one max space. We did get in 10.9 million trade exception with the Josh Richardson trade. Praying that Dallas used the dang trade exception, man, because the last couple of trade exceptions we did not use at all, bro. I don't
At
understand
all.
why.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think the last time we used a trade exception was with Tyson Chandler. We got Tyson Chandler. That was the last
That's
one we
crazy.
used. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the last one we used.
That's what
Um,
I'm hoping. They got a new cap guy, basically a cap guru,
yeah, from
in the off.
The Nets, yeah.
Yeah, so having him there and then just having Nico up front as well. I think they'll be able to because I'm sure he's going to want to make moves and not
Right.
just to say stand still. He wants to be able to put his handprint on this team. And so I think it's going to, with that, he's going to, I hope he's careful with it, but I think he will be looking to make, to basically do some stuff. Because he even said it like for during the draft that he had to keep his phone on the charger because people were calling so much.
Yeah, he said he had
And
they got like 15, 16 scenarios, and then he said after the draft it might be up to 30 scenarios
yeah,
that they could
and that's
do.
the big thing. That's why I have to be careful is because But this has been the first time that he's been a GM, so
Yeah.
brand new. Everybody might be trying to take advantage of him.
Yeah. You know what? Now that you say that,
Yeah,
that do make you're right. It
yeah.
could be. You're
So,
right.
and I think that's the main thing to
Mm-hmm.
be cognizant of is uh, being able to have that board, being able to talk with the scouts, being able to talk to the your coaching staff. Like he has to be able to make sure that everybody is on the same mind, the mind wave of all right. This is so Jason Kidd puts it out there. This is what I want my team to look. You have it breaks it down, the size, breaks it down, the type of players being able to create their own shot, being able to pass, play defense, have them around Luca. You have a set amount of time that you want Luca to play in the season. So boom, we have to bring in these type of players to be able to give Luca that time, that rest time, also to be able to get KP into the game more. So I think if they discuss that and then being able to look at the different teams that's calling them, look at throughout the league, basically everywhere, I think they will be able to come by the beginning of the year, or even if it goes as late as the trade deadline, being able to put the team together that they want. And it's going to take some time, of course.
Right.
Still have a while, but still, it's you still have to do something because you're basically on borrowed time when it comes to Luca because of how great he is. You
Right.
have to be able to make the moves to where he wants to stay here, like Giannis, like a Dirk, to be able to want to win a championship here. Which I mean, one thing that I have noticed is that the European superstars have been the
Been more
ones
loyal.
who, yeah,
And you know
have
what?
been staying there.
Funny you said that too, because like with them, I think this guy said this before. I heard one person say this because a lot of
Mhm.
people they real quick to say, "Oh, he's gonna be gone." And they, I mean, because one guy said this when Luca first signed, they're talking
Mhm.
about him maybe leaving Dallas, this at his first contract or whatever.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this one I heard this one. I cannot credit this guy. This guy, I apologize. Can't remember who said this, but he said, matter of fact, he was the first one to say that he didn't think Giannis was leaving, not
Yeah.
because he thought that Milwaukee was the best fit for him. It's like, look, these guys are not from the United States.
Yeah.
So when they come over here to these franchises, this is all they know. And so that was kind of the one thing that Dirk had said. Dallas is his home. This is all he knew when he came over here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He never, of course, he been in the other cities he played against them cities, but like you weren't there and pretty much grew up in that city. Because remember, Giannis, Dirk, and Luca all came into the league at 19,
Yeah.
and so they were kids and they literally grew up in these cities, and
Yeah.
so they don't know anything but the city they came from. So that's why, like, because I think really we're getting the idea of Luca could be gone a lot from the national narrative.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
like a lot of the national people are kind of throwing that narrative out there, like, oh, Luca could be gone. Yup, Luca
Yeah.
could be gone. Oh, Dallas sneezed on Luca's shirt. He might not be there after that. Just every little
Yeah.
scenario that, oh, he could be gone. They had a little issue with Rick Carlisle after that one game when he called the timeout and all
Oh
that. Oh,
yeah.
Luka could be gone. It's like, that's normally how it is for the American players. We've seen it a million times. The Hardens, the LeBrons, the KDs, the
Yeah.
ADs, whoever, Chris Paul, whoever. We've seen it with
Yeah.
them. You don't see that a lot with the European players. Like I said, once those guys come over here at the very young age, whatever franchise they're with, whatever city they're in, that's all they know.
Yeah.
And I know we've heard Giannis say before that how they treated him, they welcomed him, made him feel comfortable and stuff like that. But for a guy who's never been to the States like that, he's not
Mhm.
gonna forget something like that. And so that's gonna
Exactly.
always be set in his mind. Like, you know what? I owe this franchise. Not
Yeah.
saying that Luka's gonna do that hands down, but that type of stuff kind of has me thinking sometimes. Like it's not a clear cut guarantee that Luka might leave. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because like I said, Luka wanted to come to Dallas when he got drafted.
Yeah.
So it's not like Dallas just like, oh, we see this kid, we want to take
Got
him. It was
lucky.
it was on both sides. Dallas wanted him, and Luka wanted to come here. That's
Yeah.
been evident before. It said that before that Luka wanted to come here during the draft. And so, like for me, like I feel like the proper team building, you know, with Luka, I think we're starting to get an idea of it with this European team. Not saying you're
Mhm.
going to go out and get 85 3-point shooters because that's impossible.
Yeah.
3-point shooter is I've said before, it's very prevalent in the NBA. Everybody wants a 3-point shooter. So you're
Yeah.
not the only team that's going out there wanting to surround your superstar with 3-point shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody wants that. It's just that for really, like you said, it's going to be, can you accumulate as much talent as you can? Trust your coaching staff, who is known for developing. Let them develop these players up. Let them implement a system that'll work for everybody. Because I think too, they asked Jason Kidd on this recent interview about his coaching style, of like what kind of system they're going to implement, and asking him, "Hey, you see what's going on over there with Luka and Slovenia? Luka's not on the ball as much.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ball movement, spacing, all that stuff. Are you going to implement that here?" And Kidd said he's gonna try to implement a little bit of that here. Like, I guess he's getting the understanding of, look, if you're
Yeah.
gonna keep this kid's his career going as long as
Yeah.
possible, man, you have to take as
Get him
much
off the
off his
ball.
plate as possible. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like the coaching staff might have that in hand. I'm kind of excited to see what Jason Kidd is going to do with this team, man, because I guess first we got to see what kind of team they have first, but
Yeah.
just want to see what he does with this team going forward, whatever. But I can see some of the stuff that he's been talking about, because he's been consistent with everything he's been saying in these different
Yeah.
interviews on how he wants to approach things, how he wants to coach, how he wants to handle Luka, what kind of team he want to put around Luka. They've been very consistent with that. So I just
Yeah.
want to see if they're going to get the proper people around Luka. Because from what I'm hearing, how they're describing how they want to put this team together, it could be a team that could be built like the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, well, you're not, everything is not just on Paul George and Kawhi's plate. You got these
Yeah.
other guys who can fill in when we need them to fill in, like
Mhm.
I would say Patrick Beverly. Oh my god, like the Terrence Manns,
Yeah.
the Reggie Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like, those
Yeah.
guys are filling in when you need them, and they're doing it on, like you said, on a consistent basis. That's all you
Yeah.
need. Somebody to be consistent. We ain't saying go out there drop 40, but can
Yeah.
you give me a consistent team?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
it's that little bitty thing. If you get more people, like enough people that can do that small consistent thing, that'll be a huge help for Luka.
Hmm. Yeah.
So there's been other rumors going down the pike here with Dallas. There's two of them that's been revving up the last, man, probably like a week, maybe two. The first one is the big man out of Sacramento, Rashawn Holmes.
Mhm.
I know how Jay feels about him. I don't know how Thomas feels about him, but what do you think about that move, man? You like to see him in Dallas, Rashawn Holmes?
Yeah, I see. I wouldn't mind it. Like I said, we need big men. We
Right.
need athletic big men.
Yes. Yes.
That's the big thing with the way that the league is. With like you were just saying, everybody want the shooters. Gotta have people to defend it. Gotta have
Right.
people to defend the three. So we add athleticism to the 5 spot and allow for KP to stay at the 4. I think would only be helpful. So I wouldn't mind being able to add him for the right price, of course. It goes without saying, but yeah, I wouldn't mind being able to add him because I feel like his he has the talent to allow us to our rebounding would be better
Yes.
for one.
He
Like
definitely rebound. Yeah.
whenever yeah, like just thinking about it, like part of our struggle, the Mavs struggle when playing Sacramento was rebounding. Like they would get up and down the court and just run the Mavericks out the gym, even though
Right.
they were the second worst team in the West. Like it's insane. But it was just them being able to constantly snag the rebounds, defensive and offensive rebounds, so you're able to get the extra shots. So being able to add him to the squad, I think it will only help because now you're able to get those extra shots. You're able to get him being able to stretch the defense or because of his reach, and so the defense. The Mavs defense can be a little bit better around the perimeter because you have him being able to stretch out. Not saying he's like an all defensive, all NBA defense or anything like that,
Yeah.
but he's better than what we have, to be honest. Just the rebounding, the defensive side of it, and the athleticism. So I think it'll be a good pickup if they're able to.
A couple of things you said there. One, I think with KP, I think everybody needs to just go ahead and just kind of get this understanding that, look, KP is not a 4. Not today. Not in today's NBA. That might have worked 5 years ago, but in today's NBA, he is a five. He's a five. It's the same thing with the Lakers, and they finally getting AD to understand that you're a five. There's no
Yeah.
more of you being a four, because now fours are Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah.
Because now everybody's
That's
playing
true.
small ball now, so you have to have a more of a perimeter-oriented, defensive perimeter-oriented guy at the four now. And so the thing with and what you were saying with Rashawn Holmes playing, him being like just his energy and stuff like that. He's a high energy guy.
Yeah.
I kind of remember too what Jason Kidd said in the interview too. He talked about that he's been talking about wanting to play a faster pace. Which listen, I told y'all this on the previous video with Rick Carlisle. Always being at the bottom half of the league in pace. He's been like that since he came to the Mavericks. I know he does that because he doesn't trust the defensive side and he wants to limit possessions. But in today's game, if you want to be just a tad bit more effective on offense, you got to speed it up a little bit. A guy like Luka is very cerebral. It's not like he's going out there and he's committing 85 turnovers a game. The dude's very cerebral. I think as long as we've been, probably since not Luka, since Dirk got into the league, Dallas has always been, no matter who the coach was, Dallas has always been a low turnover team. And this low turnover team this year, I think on average like 12 or 13 turnovers a game. Something like that. So, like I said, playing a faster pace with Jason Kidd, who love to play fast. I think that'll help the Mavs offense. That'll open things up a little bit more. But for me, with Rashawn Holmes, it's going to, once again, how much is it going to cost? I read an article saying that Sacramento's going to probably want to do a sign and trade. If we were to get him, they want. Well, ask them with anybody. They want to do a sign and trade for him. So that's going to be interesting. Listen. If you tell me I can get Rashawn Holmes, and I will probably want to get rid of maybe Dwight Powell.
Yeah.
You could take Dwight Powell and probably Trey Burke. If we can find a way to get him also off the book, that's an extra 3 mil right there.
Fantastic.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'd do that in a heartbeat. Because Dwight Powell and Rashawn Holmes are pretty much the same players. That Rashawn is a better defender than Dwight Powell. High energy, high motor like Dwight, but he's a better rebounder and a better defender. Has a little bit more of a better offensive game. He's not. I think he can shoot. I think he can shoot threes, but he's not like known for shooting threes or anything like that.
Quick question: with this signing trade, would they keep the cap hit low as well instead of just like a outright signing?
Oh, for which one?
If they were to do a signing trade with,
it's just going to depend. It's going to depend on how much they give up in return. Like if they give up the same amount, it's only going to be that amount that they had pretty much already on the team.
Yeah.
So say
you
know what I mean? So say, just throwing this out. Say Dwight Powell is making $8 million. Trey Burke is 3, that's 11, right? Say you sign Rashawn Holmes for 11. So you get that, you still keeping that 11. So you still keep that cap amount. You're trying to move it to where like it does not affect the cap at all. You're trying to do as much, many moves you can under the cap. So that way when you do have that cap, you can sign whoever you want on top of that, whatever moves you made, trading or whatever. So last, this name has been going around for sure. And it's starting to get really, really heavy. I think you already know what I'm about to say. And that's Kyle Lowry. There are 3 teams that now they're reporting that are for sure. These are the 3 teams that are going in heavy on Kyle Lowry. That's Dallas, Miami, and it was the Pelicans. I know Jay's opinion on him, man. What's your opinion on Kyle Lowry? Do you want to get Kyle Lowry? And from what I'm hearing, it might be he wants 3 for 90.
Yeah. That price is steep. Outside of that price, I do want him. I've said it before, being able to combo him and DeRozan together on the same team again would be nice. Even though DeRozan wants to go to LA for $5 an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind having Kyle, but that 30 a year for a 35-year-old. That's tough.
That is tough.
That is tough. I mean, not at that price. I'm sorry, but not at that price.
I've always said, I've said this plenty of times. For me, Kyle Lowry is I would want him if player. Like I said, if you was to get him and say you can get him in like Oladipo or something for a nice little price, or if you can find a way to get him and DeMar DeRozan, you know what I mean, something like that. Like I don't want to get Kyle Lowry and that be our our summer.
Only
That's
free
it.
agency. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know right now Dallas is trying to find a way to free more cap space because I know that they were talking about trying to get him and Tim Hardaway, sign him and Tim. Well, that's what the rumors are. I can't say they said that because it's not. We don't know what they want to do yet.
Can't say it yet.
Yeah, this is all going based off of speculation that a lot of these writers and stuff like that are talking about. But supposedly they want to get Kyle Lowry and re-sign Tim Hardaway. Like I said, that's not going to make me feel any better.
No.
If you keep the same team pretty much, but then you just add Kyle Lowry, that's I don't know. I just wish there was a way. Well, I don't. No, because I think they're gonna keep KP. They're gonna keep KP. If there was a way we can kind of do a sign and trade for KP, and get like a DeRozan or something, but I don't see that happening. Oh, there was one more name I forgot to throw in there too. This came down, but I'm really confused on how likely this is. I'm hearing different reports. So also John Collins is name been thrown with the Mavericks too.
No, that's not gonna happen.
I don't know because now I'm starting to hear now that maybe Atlanta is thinking about signing him back. Because at first I didn't think. Because remember they just had this trade, a three team trade, and I thought originally in the trade that Tristan Thompson was going to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so when I seen that, I was like, okay, they ain't no way in the world they're gonna sign John Collins back now,
Yeah.
But now, but what it was is DeLon Wright went to Atlanta, and Tristan Thompson went to Sacramento. So that might have helped them, I guess, on their cap to try to sign John Collins back. I think they're gonna still have to go over cap, but it's a little bit more relief compared to what they did have. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I've already told you my opinions on John Collins. I like John Collins. I really want somebody that can create their own around Luka. We need a little bit more create. Not necessarily like you said. We don't need 85 Lukas on the team. I just need somebody that I don't have to set you up. You get the ball, you can take somebody off the dribble, which is why I was saying like we can get somebody like an Oladipo or something for like the low.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's injury prone, but it's high risk, low reward. I'm sorry, high reward, low risk. I feel like you sign him to a small contract, like a prove it deal, but it's gonna be a low prove it deal.
Yeah.
You know what he can do. He's a good defender, good wing, can score on his own. Like I said, don't need anybody to set him up. Somebody like that can definitely help Dallas out. And coming up, I know you're gonna like this part, coming off the bench.
Yeah.
That can help us out a lot, man. That gives us like a 6 man off the bench right there, consistent 6 man. We know what he can do when he's healthy. Yeah. We've seen it in Indiana. It's just him getting healthy, with this Mavs training staff. Like I said, I feel like get somebody like that, get more players like that. That'll help Luka right there, man, to where he doesn't have to go out there and score 45 every night.
I think the big thing with that is having to be careful of having too many injury prone players.
Yeah.
Because especially if we got to lean on them. Because if we're leaning on both KP to be, let's say right now he's our number 2, and then you have to lean on Victor as our 6 man. That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough, especially when they get especially leaning on broken bodies. So that'd be pretty dangerous. But yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think they'll get John Collins because, like y'all said, with him being restricted free agency, whatever you would bid on him would be locked up until Atlanta. Yeah. So that would lock you out of going after other players. So I don't think that they really go after him. I think if you combo as for signing like your Holmes and now you have the youngster Brown, I think for now that'll be good enough. Just as for team building, being able to just we're leaning heavy on this coaching staff for when it comes to
That develop,
development.
yeah.
Yeah, it's that's because that's going to be the only way to be able to for the team to save money and to get better is by development because they don't have any true assets as far as um,
Draft
like
picks.
yeah, between the draft picks and just overall true like raw like great talent to be able to put to package together for to trade for an all-star and things like that. So I think that's what the important thing is yeah, it's going to be about all about developing, all about it.
Yeah, I think with the John Collins thing, I think I said this too. The only way I think Dallas is gonna go in to get him is if like we know for a fact because they just renounced the restricted title on John Collins, so he is a restricted free agent. Um, so for me, like I said, Dallas is in a position now you can't afford to just let that money sit out there while these other guys sign up with other teams and stuff like that. Like the only way you're gonna get John Collins if you know for a fact John Collins is not that Atlanta's not signing John Collins back. That's the only way you're gonna
Yeah,
get John Collins. I don't
yeah.
want to waste that. Like I said, I like John Collins. I wish it was a different circumstance. Like he was unrestricted. I thought, yeah,
Hmm.
go for it.
Oh yeah, oh
But
yeah.
but since he's restricted, it's I don't want to take that chance. Um, so for me, I'm gonna have to pass on John Collins, man. But yeah, man, Nico got his hands full on this one, bro.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
there's a lot of rumors that's been flying around dealing with the Mavericks and stuff like that. The deadline's almost here. It's the second. What day is that on? I
Yeah.
forgot.
Monday.
It's a Monday. Oh
Tomorrow's
yeah,
the
that's right. Monday.
first. Yeah,
Whew. It's
yeah,
almost here. It's almost
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Gonna definitely be by my phone.
yeah.
It's gonna be hot and
I'm
heavy,
glad
man.
I'm
I'm
off
telling
that
you.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, you lucky, man. Maybe I'll be blowing my phone and let me know what's going on. Uh, but yeah, man, that's gonna probably do it for us. We'd like you guys
Yeah.
to thank you guys for rocking with us, man, on this new episode of We Talk Mavs. If you guys are not following us, please like and subscribe to the channel, guys. There will be more Mav talk, as you guys know, because like he said, the signing day is coming up, man. It's coming up Monday.
Yeah.
Today we're recording this on Saturday,
Yeah.
so it'll be here in a couple days. So we definitely will have more videos coming, kind of letting you talking about, giving our opinions on who they signed and what we think about the signings and stuff like that. But hey guys, go ahead and comment down below. Is there anybody that you want to see on the Mavs, or anybody you hearing linked to the Mavs? Go ahead and let us know down below. And with that being said, guys, it is real. I got my for Will, and we will see you guys again soon.